Ooga booga.
Ooga booga. What's going on, everybody?
1, 2, 3.
Ooga booga 1, 2, 3. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. I don't know how this podcast is going to go today, considering not only we have 3 people on, but I'm out of topics. I'm out of ideas today. It's kind of been a little bit of a boring day, except just finding out about a couple of things here. Just looking up a little bit of news, just seeing what's going on. But anyway, that's besides the point. Point is,
He's Josh. I'm Justin. And there's Michael
I'm
as well.
Michael.
yeah, that's Mike. Might also be Amanda as well, depending on if she shows up or not. So, of course,
Building emergency called her away.
yeah,
Yes.
building emergency.
To our knowledge.
Things happened, so we'll just...
Yeah,
Hold
life
off.
happens, and, such is life. And all that stuff. Such is life.
Yep.
What have we got in the news today? I don't know. A couple of things on coronavirus. Freaking, so schools ended up being pushed back to pretty much, instead of starting on September 8th, they're going to start on September 10th.
I think mine still starts on the 8th.
You're still
In college.
Yeah, this is also college. We're talking, I think, like kindergarten to grade 12.
Yeah.
So,
Elementary school,
yeah,
middle
elementary,
school,
middle,
grade school,
high
I should say.
pretty much grade school, yeah, at that point. And then, college, I'm pretty sure would start on the 8th because
I guess I could check.
Yeah,
Probably
definitely.
be a good idea.
Yeah, well, not to mention I also have to talk to, of course, my girlfriend and see when her classes start, because hers are going to be starting on in September for online stuff, because she'll be doing it pretty much all online for the first for her first semester. She'll do it all online and all that stuff, and then during the winter she'll have to move away, which is I'm gonna miss her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This loser's losing his girlfriend.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I want to spend the rest of my life with this girl. I'm sorry I love her. I'm sorry I have a love life. Yeah, but
God, I hate this new fucking website.
college website.
Yeah.
Nah.
I changed the one we use all the time.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, the online one, pretty much, where all classes are online and all that shit.
Well, no, we have a it's an online website, which it's what it always is.
Oh, yeah.
But they changed it like 3 times so far in the last few years, and it's like, fuck you.
Oh, my God. Jeez. Yeah, just not having shit work, I guess, eh?
Well,
it's always the worst.
Meh, whatever.
I mean, it's always the worst with tech, I think I've noticed.
Or is it?
Freaking, like, when it works, there's no thanking people, but when it doesn't work, boy, that's not good. Like, that's kind of the problem that I've noticed with, like, anything tech-related. So, and that means anything, like, hardware, software, freaking... Oh, yeah, freaking...
Or it's just not gonna allow me to find this stuff. Okay, whatever, I'll wait.
But yeah. Anyway, speaking of which, oh my God, Brody's gonna be having a good time once he gets his brand new PC, because he and I ended up talking about it, because he talked to me about getting a brand new PC, because for pretty much any viewers that don't know, Brody's PC, when he ended up moving to Ontario, ended up unfortunately breaking during the shipping process, and now it just doesn't work at all, which is really, really shitty, because that thing was a pretty good computer and it lasted him a long time. I don't think it had any issues as far as I'm concerned, but just sucks that it broke in the shipping process. So, which means people just need to be more careful.
Well, it's shipping stuff. They don't give a shit.
No, shipping...
Their job is to make it go from point A to point B, and that's it.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, not to mention, I think a lot of people don't actually, freaking, like, pay attention to fragile stuff and everything. Like if it's heavy and it says fragile on it, it probably needs to, be handled with care and all that stuff.
Not that they care.
Not exactly.
I've learned if you're gonna ship anything that's of any real importance, make it weigh make it weigh twice the weight. Just that other twice of the weight is fucking packing supplies.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, at that
I'm
point.
saying, I also question how he shipped it, because with a computer like his, I would have just put it in a briefcase with like some clothes you don't really wear that often,
Well, yeah.
and then just ship that, so at least it's covered around by soft clothes to cushion the impact, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is with computers as well is when most people actually ship them, they actually have this special expanding foam. And with that expanding foam, it can pretty much take form of the inside, protecting the insides entirely. And all you need to do is just pull the foam out of the inside, and then it makes pretty much a perfect form on the inside, protecting and cushioning pretty much every single part, which could have been nice, but the problem is that is really expensive stuff because, well, it self-expands. So you just trigger it by popping something, and then it just, expands. And yeah, it can get expensive, but boy, like, does it ever work. So
Yeah.
that could have been a good idea. However, like I said before, that it's expensive and not a lot of people can get their hands on it unless you're like a computer freaking manufacturer or something, and even then it can
Probably
get
like
pretty expensive.
Linus Tech Tips.
If we're talking
Yeah.
like computer companies like even Main Gear and Digital Storm and all that stuff, I know Main Gear does that a lot. And well, actually no, I don't think Main Gear does that specifically, considering they've got a lot of water cooling parts and all that stuff. But I know what they do is that they actually ship it with a shit ton of foam and in giant wood packing crates as well. Like, they're not even boxes, they're freaking crates that you have to unscrew, especially with their freaking 5-digit costing PCs that are well over $10,000. So, and all that. So, and
Well, I will say as well, the Risk of Rain 2 has had its 1.0 update
Yep.
as of the 11th. So as of recording 3 days ago,
yeah,
to date us, because why not?
yeah, exactly 3 days ago.
And
Yeah.
baller.
Oh,
I absolutely adore it.
I adore it. I love it. I actually love what Hapu really did with this. Like,
Oh, yeah.
basically, the moment I got to the last boss is pretty much the moment I was like, oh my god, this is actually amazing.
Except for that last phase. I hate the last phase.
Oh, the last...
And I absolutely just... Oh my god, I hate it so much.
Yeah. No, freaking... Well, the last phase wasn't, like... If you know how to beat him, and you got a good build that is able to, actually beat him, he's a freaking cakewalk.
Oh, of course.
At that
But, like,
point.
I don't want to have to do a freaking Medusa build every time I want to beat the game.
Yeah, no. So, no, freaking... No, because I had to... No, because what I did with, like, the whole Medusa build was, like, I knew it worked, but I want to actually try something else and try other things that would work. Like, for example, you did Engineer, to the point where if you place down your
I
turrets...
did Engineer for the only reason being is that the fact that it, they, as of... I don't know if it's fixed yet, but you would... Well, you put down your turrets... And in the spoilers, by the way, skip ahead to whenever Josh, because I'm going to make Josh put an icon up. Skip to that time, and then that's the end of the spoilers. But the last boss, he takes away your items, and on like the third stage, and he, if you have a engineer turret up, it doesn't get its items stolen. And the way the engineer's turrets work is when you put all of the items, or so if you get a new item or get an item taken away, it does not reset the turret until you replace it. So if you place it down before he starts stealing your stuff, which could be the beginning of the fight, then it will not take any of the items from it.
So it's broken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's broken.
But that's just engineer in a fucking nutshell. So there we
At
go.
the
End
moment.
of.
Pretty much
Yeah.
engineer. Well, I'm
Well,
actually
since he came out, because like he's the biggest thing with engineer is just he's fucking boring. End of spoilers, by the way.
yeah, and the spoilers, fucking yeah. A little more editing. That's not a big deal. Like it's simple. Put in text. There you go.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's kind of why I don't. That's why I just don't want to make you do that. But yeah, it's. I love it. You know I don't like the one lunar item, the one that we got
Oh,
2
the
days
last
ago.
one. Yeah, the last one.
I don't like that one.
No, neither do I. Like, in my opinion, like, it wasn't necessarily worth going through Monsoon in
Yeah.
order to even get the item in the first place. Like, I'm not saying it's like the worst.
Nothing.
Like,
Nothing
Well-
should be hidden behind the hardest difficulty.
yeah, no.
So,
Technically, it's not the hardest
Especially-
difficulty anymore.
well,
The hardest difficulty now is Eclipse.
Yeah, but that's also
And-
like that's a game mode though, so
Yeah,
I wouldn't
I
even
know, but
like.
it still
yeah.
is harder than Monsoon. But nonetheless, yes, I do agree. But it's like it's one of those things where it's kind of a bragging rights item because it's not good. Like
Yeah.
I would never. I see no time frame when I would ever take that item.
Oh fuck.
I do
wouldn't,
not see any reason why.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't end up like taking it either personally. Like, I might later on in the future actually experiment with it later on and see which items like might go with it. Like, I might do some experimentation with it a little bit later, but from my understanding right now, I don't see a purpose for it in actual runs. The only thing I see a purpose for is, for right now, just some experimentation. With
Just
the actual
fucking
item.
around. That's like
Just fucking around.
and
And
even still,
yeah.
like I would have to make a almost specific like build out of it
Like, it has to be
because of how
have
it
to be
works.
very
Like you can't.
specific.
Yeah, it would have to be more specific. So,
Let's see.
but
what
yeah,
actually-
new character is phenomenal. Absolutely great. I love him. He's on it. I'm not gonna say he's my main now, but he's my ranged main now. Because I play melee characters. I play loader and mercenary.
so what is he like? Since I've been focusing
So
on the Final Fantasy
I
update.
don't really know if this is gonna qualify as spoilers, but
I wouldn't. Who cares at this point?
he is so his M1 is a shotgun, which if you hold it, it like charges to like literally pinpoint accuracy, which is awesome.
yeah.
Nice.
His M2 is a taser that like shoots out and shocks the enemy, which does a decent amount of damage, and it stuns them for a good like 5 seconds. His shift does. What does it do? Oh, that is it. You get a bombardment or 3 bombardment shots that you get placed from the ship, which is canonically now the ship where they all are being shot from, called the Safe Travels.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, the UES or something.
Yeah,
like that.
UES Safe Travels, Safe
Yeah,
Voyages,
Travels,
whatever. And so he can essentially call upon from the ship a little bombardment. Does a lot of damage, but if it's once you place it, no matter where you place it, it stays there. So if you like place it on an enemy and then the enemy moves out of the range, then oops, oh well. And his R, depending on what you have, he calls I guess once per stage you can call down 2 different things. So I guess twice per stage, I'll just say. You can call down one of each little like tower things,
Yeah.
which can either heal you in a radius, shock enemies in a radius to immobilize them, And then the unlocks are, oh, what are they? One of them is it refills your equipment for 3 charges, and it's like instant, which is kind of so essentially imagine having 3 instant shots of whatever equipment you have, which is really awesome. And then the other one is it will unlock a chest for free
Yeah, that one's
Nice.
like
in like a specific radius. So yeah, so you
it's
can,
all.
and that does count like legendary chests and stuff like that too.
Oh wow, hell yeah.
So
That's
you can get 2 of whatever tower you want. So you get 2 heals, or you could get 2 spending ones, or you could get 2 whatever. Or you could do one at like you could do a healing and an equipment one, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's really awesome.
Like
And his passive is he gets an item where it will shoot down enemy projectiles, like kind of just delete them. And I don't know if this is true or if it's glitched, but apparently the like speed at which it'll delete the items is based upon your attack speed. But like I've not really seen much of a difference compared to like from what it has without extra attack speed and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I don't
no, I
know,
haven't. I haven't noticed much of a difference either.
but I like him a lot. He's really fun to play. He's like pretty freaking strong,
Oh yeah.
um, and stuff like that. And they actually changed the way. I mean, they changed a whole lot of the game, and there are some people who are very pissed off about it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, well,
but
freaking.
one of the things they did change was the shaped glass. No longer, if you have shaped glass, any stacks of them, you instantly have no more one-shot protection. So it's the same as the
Ooh.
artifact. You pick up shaped glass, you have no more protection.
Yeah, I'm looking
I
up the.
mean, to be honest, it might be a bad thing, but it makes sense.
Yeah, no, I 100%. As someone who like actually kind of enjoys using it,
Because
like
it's like it's a
it's
pay.
too strong otherwise.
Yeah.
It's the risk versus reward thing.
Yeah,
Well, and I
it's
think.
too strong if you just have it as is. So I'm happy with that change because then it's not every single time I play the game. It's oh, I need to get 5 shaped glass because I'm still gonna have one shot protection. It's like, okay, if I'm gonna take shaped glass, I'm gonna lose my one shot protection, but am I also with this shaped glass now gonna be able to one shot everything?
Exactly. Like.
Like in my
Yeah.
like my only other thing would be maybe the first one you keep it, but after that it removes it.
And if they're gonna do anything like that, don't make it so you do 2 times the damage, make it 1.5 times. And then after that, then you lose one shot protection, and then it does 2 times or whatever.
Yeah. I think that
Kind
would
of
be.
2
kills
times the
from this.
current effect to make it like 3 or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I
Just
think
some,
that would
like-
be a good idea.
Because I'm
Yeah.
just like, because that's like, because like characters like, I mean, like Rex, just from my observation, you're almost never gonna have one shot protection because his abilities take away health.
Oh, exactly. Like that's why I stopped playing Rex for a while. Is because I never seem to get a good run with Rex anymore because of not being able to properly have one shot protection all the time, and now that means I have to worry a lot more about stacking some sort of protection, like stacking more tougher times or maybe stacking a couple topaz brooches. And not to mention I do take shaped glass on Rex, like as well, which I don't know, kind of like defeats the whole purpose of me trying to still have one shot protection anyways, but like it's really like otherwise I find it extremely difficult to keep up regardless of one shot protection or not.
Yeah.
So like it's just that's why I stopped playing Rex and I kind of moved back to Huntress because I know Huntress can actually get out of shit, and that's pretty much who I used to end up beating the final boss anyway. And I even beat the final boss yesterday with the frickin' Medusa build, pretty much. Like, oh my god. I mean, it was a lot easier than I thought. It was just a little bit of a tough time to get started at first. even with command on, because I had to, like, I think, what was it? I think I did a total of like maybe 2 or 3 runs in order to, you know, get to actually beating the boss. So, but
Yeah, it's honest that of all of the stuff, I would say the final boss is probably my favorite part of the update.
yeah. No,
And the captain.
it's totally my favorite part of the update too. Like, adding a final boss adds a sort of
And he has lore significance.
yeah,
Upsay.
Yeah, it like actually matters.
yeah.
He's
So is
not
there a
just
certain
some
way?
random fuck.
So is it like
Sorry.
at this stage you go to fight him, or is it just you choose when you fight him after a certain point?
You get to Sky Meadows, and then the teleporter there looks kind of different, and a message will appear. I don't know if this is spoilers. I mean, it's been long enough if you
Honestly,
care or whatever.
yeah, it's fine.
But it's essentially you go to so you go to Sky Meadows, which is stage 5, and when you do that, it'll say the teleporter has aligned with the moon. And you have the option to either go to the moon and fight the final boss, or if you click on sort of, it's kind of like in a weird like circle sort of shape, the like all the prongs, and if you click on the prongs, it'll turn into essentially the normal teleporter, and you can go back and loop.
Okay.
So that's how it works. So you can go fight the final boss if you want, or if you want to loop, then you can, and you can loop infinitely. Or, as always, and personally I will say is the better option, is
do 2 loops and then go fight him?
No.
Or a loop and then fight him?
I don't know. Go through it.
Fight him as weak as you can.
Yeah, because know what you're doing. Like, go through with a command artifact, your best character, pick all the shit you need, and, like, just go fucking wreck his ass. Do not loop. Don't do any of that. Yeah. But I was to say the best option is, if you're going to loop, go to the artifacts teleporter and do the command artifact.
Yeah.
Because then you can, even if you're not having the command artifact on by default, then you get a bunch of items you get to choose specifically, and you know that's a chance of legendaries, that's a chance of all these sorts of things. Yeah. So it's much better than just looping and then continuing on. And I think does time stop when you're in the artifacts world?
When you're in the artifacts world, I don't know, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, unfortunately, like, I didn't actually cover that part in my video. The only thing I covered is that you need to get the command artifact, pretty much, and if you don't already have it, like, go and get it and all that stuff.
It's super simple to get. Like, command artifact is probably the easiest to get.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, all the artifacts. The hardest artifact's probably just the one with the shadows that follow you.
Oh yeah.
Like clones.
Yeah. No, freaking what is it? Because I remember, like, because what I covered in my little video, which
Mario
by the way,
Galaxy,
I'll have,
Shadow Mario levels.
Yeah. Fucking...
all your items.
That's all. Okay, yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's all I get. Freaking.
It's close enough, yeah.
Yeah. Well, freaking. What I actually covered in my video, which of course link will be in the description of the video when I post this. So yeah, pretty much what I did cover in the video is that, yeah, you do need the command artifact. You're gonna need, you know, pretty much all these other items,
but it
which
makes it very helpful.
Sorry.
So you don't need it, but it is so much more helpful to have it.
Oh, exactly. Like with command artifact, it got me the items that I needed, pretty much, which of course I'm not going to say the items because it'll pretty much, you know, spoil the video. But yeah, but essentially that's pretty much what I did, and I covered doing it on Monsoon, of course. So just so that way you can pretty much get Captain and the artifact, even though I already did it. I've already got the artifact.
Yeah.
Like, simple as that. Not much of a big deal there. But yeah, other than a couple of bugs that I, like, really noticed. Freaking yeah. Other than that, it was I don't know. I think it's a good update.
Yeah.
I think it's a good update. One
I think
thing
the
that
only thing I can say I don't like in like with absolute certainty is the fact that the freaking I hate what they did to Mercenary, and I don't mean the oh, I deleted it. No, I didn't. I don't mean the like the lowering health. That doesn't bother me at all. It's the fact that when you're using your shift, this one of the blinks where you kind of shoot in a sort of a straight line
yep.
or whatever direction you're looking. They have sort of a stutter whenever you go through enemies, and it seems like it feels like you're lagging,
Oh yeah.
especially if you're going through a bunch of enemies, because it's granted it's only like I don't know 1/10 of a second of
I
like
think
lag.
it's
It's just enough though where it's sort of like a visually it fucks with me
jarring.
visually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
exactly.
visually
Well
jarring after it not being resistant.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
And
so I just that's the only thing that bugs me
well I've even
because I play Mercenary's my main. I love him to death. And yeah, the less I know people were bitching about the lessening of the health, and it's like, first of all, if you're getting hit, that's your problem. Second of all, you have fucking like 10 seconds of invincibility.
pretty much yeah exactly like
Like
you know
bitching about it's
even
not gonna help you.
well even Hapu because I've pretty much got the
Dev
hot
thoughts.
fixes. Yeah, I've got the dev thoughts and hot fixes pretty much up. And it says right here from Hotpoo themselves, Merc players feel that the base stats were hit a bit too harsh. We want to give the community enough time to learn the changes and potentially to change item priorities, but we're watching this as well. So, of course,
Yeah,
like they basically said that yeah, they're keeping an eye on everything, which is nice,
But
but they're
suck it
kind
up
of
a little.
yeah, they're
yeah.
kind of just
Learn
like
it.
yeah,
Figure
they're
it out before you start bitching about it. The game's been or this update's been out for 3 fucking days.
yeah. Yeah, and they're pretty much just sitting here like, hey, we changed Merc. Get over it. Pretty
Yeah,
much. Like,
and I'll say if out of all of it, like I don't care, or sorry, I don't mind that they changed the health. If anything, it's the like reduced extra regen that kind of bugs me, but it doesn't bug me nearly enough to make me care.
yeah. And at that point, it's pretty much like that. At that point, it pretty much ties into like trying to get the players to change item priorities and everything, and they should
Oh, of
be
course.
prioritizing a little bit of health regen if that's the case. So,
Yeah,
because
and
even
well, honestly,
yeah,
just take Monster Tooth. Take 2 Monster Teeth because the way they changed it is now it's 2% of max health.
yeah,
So like, and I don't know if it's max health as of the beginning or max health as of the current max health, but still, that's 2% of max health. That's not that bad.
oh yeah,
No.
absolutely. So yeah.
So like, that's take 2 of those. You're a
Every
mercenary for
five.
fuck's sakes. You're gonna be standing right next to them. They're gonna die. You're gonna get the health back. Boom, done.
Yeah, pretty much. Like it's as simple as just like prioritizing a certain amount of items. Like for example, like if I were to play Rex, for example, I'd have to prioritize like a couple of med kits. Like if I were just playing a standard regular monsoon run, no artifacts on whatsoever, I run a couple of med kits. I run a little bit of bleed or even like anything that pretty much just helps out with the health regen, especially early on, especially in the first 2 stages, since those are going to matter the most and those
Yeah.
can essentially make or break your run. So what I do is I prioritize a couple of med kits. I'll typically take around oh frick, maybe 3 or 4 pretty much at the very beginning, and I prioritize those just so that way I have enough health regen when I'm playing Rex. I mean, any other
Yeah.
character like Artificer or Huntress, I'll kind of prioritize a little bit of movement speed on Huntress or maybe a slight bit of damage, but other than that, that's pretty much it. And then with, of course, Artificer, I'll prioritize same thing pretty much. little bit of damage, mostly move speed though, because she's already got lots of damage as it is. So.
Honestly, like move speed. If I'm doing a command run, like movement speed is my first thing.
Oh yeah.
The first 5 items I get is movement speed.
Yeah. Well, actually, which probably kills a lot of my command runs. Actually, is just trying to prioritize crit chances. So I'll stack. Like I'll try my best to prioritize. Like if it's a white item, I'm prioritizing. I'm prioritizing lens makers, and then if it's a green, I'll prioritize a couple of. For the first 2 stages, I'll get just Harvester Scythe as pretty much the green items, and I'll have about like maybe 2 or 3 of them at the end of the run generally. Yeah. But that's all I'll take, just because having those crit chances are going to heal me with pretty much every single shot, so can't really complain about that. But with Huntress, her attacks are a little bit slow, but I mean, can't really complain much about it. So, and if I'm landing and if I have 100% crit, that it really does help as well for the most part. And I'll just, pretty much with every build that I do on command, I just stack as much crit as I possibly can and then focus on everything else later on. So that's just kind of like how I run. If it's a standard run, I'm just gonna prioritize needed items for the survivor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, speaking of survivors, Multi.
He
got buffed.
He got
nice.
Yeah, like he got buffed, but I don't know if people are gonna really like play him still, because like I haven't even bothered touching him at all.
Well, I watched some of Wooly doing stuff on it, and it's like it seems better. I mean, I still not gonna play him just because he's not my style. Mm-hmm. But they essentially one of the biggest things that just made Multi crap was the fact that they made him. He's a multi-tool. They made his best, like a lot of his other weapons that weren't like the nail gun and the saw, worthless. The scrap launcher did shit all for damage, went shit all in trajectory, and just like fell flat. The rebar puncher, which I don't mind, just it takes too long to fire. In like a long, like at the beginning of the game, it's fine, but if you get like say about half an hour or more into a run, as someone who used to play him, like it just takes way too long.
Yeah, no, like I don't know, I haven't touched him this patch yet. I might later on, so like I might actually play him later on, and later on, but I have yet to really like see what he's like right now, and I haven't even gotten any of his other abilities. Like I haven't gotten the buzzsaw yet, or I haven't gotten the other one, just because I just haven't really bothered to play Multi yet. I wasn't really interested. His kit to me just wasn't interesting.
Well, I will say the most interesting part of Multi was the fact that he could use 2 equipment.
Yeah, 2 equipments. I found that really, really cool, but which is like really, really nice as well, because I can switch in between healing, like I feel like a Medusa build and a constant healing build, like having like stacks upon stacks of foreign fruit uses would be really cool, and then having stacks of capacitor uses could also be cool. So I've yet to try that though, but I don't know. I think
you'd have to switch, so it probably wouldn't be worth it. But I don't know. I don't play him anymore. Mike's the guy who plays Multi.
Yeah, for the most part.
Tiny bit.
Yeah, tiny bit more.
You tiny bit, as in you're the only one who plays.
Changed.
Yeah.
I just a loader because I kind of like it.
Yeah. I know. I find
I don't play Risk of Rain that much anymore.
Yeah, no. Well, freaking, I've been playing it a lot recently. That's kind of more of like my off game now that I'm playing like Destiny 2 again. So, and got back into it. So, which is...
Well, I mean, now that with Final Fantasy updating literally on the same day, Risk of Rain 2 literally just went out the window for me.
Of course. I completely understand. This 14 is your game. Everyone in this Everyone in our friend group has at least one game that's
Wow.
like theirs.
That yeah, that's
14
fair.
is yours.
Yeah, 14 is yours. What's yours, Justin? Like, I feel like,
Mine?
yeah,
God, I guess I technically have a few. I'll
It's
say
whatever game
Terraria.
of the game of choice, but Terraria would probably be the biggest one. You could ask him, and he know
Yeah.
oh yeah,
everything.
yeah, Terraria.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. But
Oh,
I'd say
nice.
it's either Terraria. I mean, my biggest thing is just survival games.
Yeah, anything
So
survival related. Freaking, I don't know. Mine's
Terraria, Outward,
yeah,
Gunfire. That's not a thing, but that's kind of my game.
yeah,
But not to any degree. Yes, Terraria and I guess Tmod Loader and Extension. That's my game.
yeah,
That's my jam.
yeah. No, freaking,
And my peanut butter.
and
And the bread.
the bread. Yeah, yeah, the bread, peanut butter, and jam. That's your sandwich. Pretty
Nom
much.
nom nom.
I'm not fucking hell. No,
Kinda
I feel
sad.
like after the amount of hours that I put into Risk of Rain 2 already, like it's definitely my game. Like I've already put in like fucking close to 500 hours into it already since launch last year,
Mhm.
or like since the actual release last year, and it was like, geez, like I didn't think it would be my game. Like I didn't get used to it until I got my good runs.
Well,
And
really,
then
like, that was my game to start off, because
yeah,
I bought it, like, as soon as I knew about it, sort of thing, and
yeah, yeah, because
I
you
introduced you to that, and then you just sort of took it and ran with it.
jeez, yeah, I'm sorry I stole your game.
I don't care.
Yeah. No freaking like I just found it to be my game, and I found I found it to be challenging, and that's what I went with. So of course I started doing the game on Monsoon, and then just started doing a bunch of artifacts on Monsoon as well. So like I feel like I don't know, I just like the whole challenging aspect of it, and I like games that challenge me mechanically. So
Yeah.
that's just me though. Like I like games that just challenge me mechanically and then kind of gets my brain going, and then this game is really really easy to understand as well once you get to know like item synergies and stuff like
But once
that.
you actually know what an item does, then you can then decide take it or don't take it. You can also then decide if it's like, or how do I explain it? Then you know what synergies it is. Like essentially almost instantaneous. Like it is an incredibly easy to understand game. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
Oh,
Gunfire. Gunfire, like after probably about 5 hours of playing, as long as you're actually paying attention, you can take everything without looking at it.
Oh exactly.
My
Like
set with my 76 hours, I don't even read the descriptions of the like
like freaking
oh god.
items anymore, eh?
Well, yeah, the like scrolls and stuff. I don't even look at them anymore. Like I look at the icon, go yep or nope, and then that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, see with myself I haven't played as much Gunfire as you have, but I mean I'll still have to read the scrolls and just see what'll actually work with it. But in Risk of Rain, like in Risk of Rain 2, that's how I pretty much roll, like just how like you roll in Gunfire at that point
Yeah.
because I've
Oh, I did
already
the same thing with Risk of Rain.
yeah.
I know what item I want. I grab it, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I don't know if yeah, are the devs thinking of releasing more characters
Yeah.
for it? Oh, they are. Okay. Yeah, because I think that would be really really cool as well. Like I feel like if they can actually fill up like the rest of the bar pretty
I
much, then that would
still
be cool.
want some sort of like shield unit, like a shield, sword and shield, or something like that sort of unit.
Yeah, I think that would
I
be
think that would
cool.
be really cool.
Or like
Or like a healer or something. I would try that. That'd be pretty interesting.
yeah. Oh frick, I even oh what was it? I remember that the second most votes was Chef, I think. I think. Was it
No,
Chef or
it
was it
was new character, or sorry, new character or sniper. Which I
oh it
think
was
I'd be
Sniper.
okay with sniper too.
Yeah.
At least seeing how it worked, but I I have a suspicion that it wouldn't be as awesome as people are thinking.
Yeah.
As someone who voted for it, I
Yeah.
don't think it's going to be as awesome as everyone thinks, but I still think it would be pretty fun to play.
Yeah. Well, because I think, what was it? I voted for Chef, which, in my opinion, like because I wasn't that was a reoccurring character from the first game, I
He was in the
think.
first game, yeah.
Yeah, that was
He
in the
uh,
first
he's pretty
game.
fun actually.
Yeah,
I like playing him.
it just sounded interesting to me at that point. Like it just sounded interesting, so I was
Yeah,
like, okay, I'll vote for this, even though a new Survivor would be cool too. I mean, I'd vote for this.
I mean, that's what we
I'm
want.
very satisfied with what they did with Captain, but as the fact that it was sort of like, here's it was like, oh, there's so many possibilities. Obviously, the hype kind of overtook it a little bit,
Yeah,
and that's one of the sort of problems that I know a lot of these sorts of games have or a lot of sort of decisions like that have
yeah,
is, oh, it can be anything. So, oh, it could be my perfect character. Oh, what is my perfect character? And then it comes out and it's like, again, I love Captain and he's really awesome. But I was hoping for something different, but I'm not sad at what we got.
yeah. No, I'm not disappointed in the slightest. I think this update is freaking absolutely insane. I mean, there are a couple of glitches that do need to be fixed up,
Which
like
many of which have
yeah,
the
because I've
biggest
noticed
one.
I noticed I can't activate Goreg's Opus with Captain for whatever reason. It just doesn't work. So
Oh, really? So
yeah,
okay,
really.
so maybe
And
that's why I
then
couldn't activate it then.
yeah, well what is that? So I've noticed that, but also if I have a gesture of the drowned with it, it automatically keeps procking, causing a sound glitch.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you
that sound that plays, that's what actually plays whenever you can't activate
yeah
an item.
yeah, and so
So I've heard that before, which is why when I tried it out myself, I was like, I can't activate it. Oh, okay, it must be busted or something.
yeah yeah no
Because I knew
that's
that was the sound effect for it.
Yeah, that was the set. Yeah, and that's what I noticed too. I was like, oh shit, I can't activate it. And then it just, having Jester of the Drown constantly procced that, which meant I had to get something that would actually work with Captain, like, again, Royal Capacitor at that point.
Yep.
So, I mean, it wasn't like, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's pretty much just all a matter of just, solving the bug, pretty much, and getting rid of that sort of sound when Jester of the Drown happens, or even, fixing it up just so that way you can use Gorag's Opus with Captain. So, because as far as I'm concerned, like, I don't know if I can use it still, but I'll have to check it out. But I didn't play much Captain yesterday. In fact, I didn't play any. But I'll go in. I'll go in and actually check it out later on and see if I've missed anything at all. So
Yeah.
I'm not too sure though. We'll get it all figured out hopefully. Oh, holy crap! Sat around and talked about Risk of Rain for about half an hour. Hell yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, perfect thing with me. I unfortunately don't have any other topics to talk about.
All right. Destiny 2 is having its Solstice of Heroes event.
Yep.
Same area as last year with the European aerial zone.
Yeah.
Fun place, I like it, but I can jump, so I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
The armor is fuck. I guess I'm working on the Majestic set right now. But like, oh my god,
Yeah, because
some
I'm
of the
working on my
objectives
yeah.
seem to be pretty bullshit, like a lot of work. But granted, it is going until September 8th. So we have loads of time as of this recording.
Oh hell yeah, perfect.
And I know if you get I think it's whatever's after Majestic, I'm pretty sure if you get that, then you can still work on it after the event is done. So you could complete the armor set like I'll say like 5 months from now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Well, that's actually really interesting. Like, I'm actually happy about that because if people don't have any time to,
Yeah.
continue
Well, I
working
mean,
on that.
you still have to have the time in order to do the first two sets of objectives, and I don't know.
Yeah, but
Some of them
once,
are kind of, nah.
yeah, some of the missions are kind of,
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's what I've noticed with mine. Like, mine are a lot easier right now, but I don't want
Well,
to
you're
do.
also on renown or renewed.
Yeah, I'm also on renewed, so it's like I don't know. Like, I personally don't know if like I want to do any crucibles or gambits, but I know they're gonna have to do it anyway if I wanted it. But I just don't like the fact that I have to do crucibles or gambits because I'm not really a big fan of either of them. Like, I just think they're not the funnest to me at all. Like,
Well, get used to it, because that's a major part. If you want any of those exotics, say 9 out of 10 exotics need Crucible and or Gambit, and they're not a small amount.
no, I've got to get like, well, not to mention I have to work on so many of them as well. Like, I'm working on getting like freaking 2 or 3 of them already, and I'm currently working on what was it, Ratkins crew, which I'm on the last one, and
So
I have to do
Nightfall with
5 minutes
time
left.
left? 5 minutes left,
5 minutes
okay.
left. Yeah, I have to do a nightfall with 5 minutes left, which I don't really have any idea what that means. So
So Nightfalls have a timer,
yeah.
and if they go below that time, then your points, which is really the biggest reason why you do Nightfalls, your points and stuff like that will, or so you're gonna have a multiplier, depending on what sort of modifiers you put on the Nightfall,
Yep.
and if you go to if your time runs out, it'll then go to time 0, and you'll start losing score.
Oh shit. Okay.
So I
Okay.
know some of the or one of the exotics needs you to have 50,000 points, which isn't that hard,
No.
and
Yeah.
but you do still need to do it within the time frame, otherwise you will be unable to actually do any. You can't. You have to redo it,
Yep.
because otherwise it goes to 0, and then you just lose a bunch of your points.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. Like I don't know. Like, I've yet to really do that just because I did because I think the nightfalls that I did do, I think were on 750. Yeah, they were only on 750, and I'm like well over 1,000 now. So
750 is now also the lowest you can go,
yeah, well,
because it's
freaking
new light.
yeah. Well, like cause that's what I was doing for a while, and I was like, wait, where's the timer? Why am I not getting this? Like, I freaking did a nightfall in like 8 minutes, and then I realized, oh shit, I think I might have to, go and mess around with a modifier or some shit to actually have the timer.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't realize that until you mentioned it, and I was like, oh shit, that's what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
But once I complete that, I've got Rat King, so or yeah, I think it's called Rat King.
Rat King,
Yeah,
screw Rat King. Everyone just calls it Rat King.
yeah. Not a. Is it a good one? No, probably not.
No, not really.
No.
I mean, it's not bad, but the way Rat King works is you can have up to times 5, and you need to have uh multiple people with Rat King in order to make any effect with it.
Oh, okay.
So, and I don't remember what it. I think it increases like damage, fire rate, a bunch of stuff. But I've I've used it once with like 3 other people who had it, and it was meh.
Yeah.
But there's worse things you can have.
Yeah. Well, what was it? I think I ended up getting the other Risk Runner afterwards,
Yeah,
so I ended up
that's better.
Yeah, Risk Runner's good. Like, I feel like that would be like my go-to SMG for yeah, what is it? That'd be my go-to SMG for any Crucible or Gambit stuff, really, just because like it's good. Like,
I
I think
mean,
it's really
it's up to
good.
you. I don't really know if I have a specific one. I know most of the ones that I would have used are getting sunset,
Yeah.
such as I use a it's not the perfect SMG, but I just like it. Where is it? Soul Pariah, which was one from Mars.
Oh yeah.
Mercury.
Oh yeah.
Mercury? Wherever
A
Brother
planet.
Vance is. Mars? Mercury. Yeah, Mercury.
Yeah.
And that thing is, I just like it, but obviously the best one is Recluse, which is getting sunset. I think the other
Yeah.
best
So when
one, I
you
don't know.
sorry, it's all on to interrupt. So when you mention sunset, like, what does that mean exactly?
So sunsetting, at least in our, we'll use vaulting as well. You're unable to get it if it's vaulted, and
Oh, okay.
it can only go up to a specific power limit. So the one I'm looking at, subjunctive, which is a SMG, which is sort of a lot of people use it for a sort of a backup if they don't want to use recluse or don't have recluse. At least as far as I'm aware, I'm pretty sure that's what it was, subjunctive. But its power limit is 1060, which is the seasonal power cap. So
Oh
essentially,
yeah.
after this season, so essentially, once new light comes, or what is it? Is it
Beyond
no? What the
light?
fuck was it called?
I think
New
it's called
light,
Beyond Light. Yeah.
beyond light. Once beyond light comes out, you will not be able to make this higher than 1060. And
Fuck.
so the things that are not getting sunset are things like a lot of exotics, but and the specific you can get the guns. You can get most of these guns, like, or sorry, stuff. I don't know if you can get subjunctive, but you can get like some of the guns from previous seasons that will not be sunset. That will have an icon of the season of arrivals thing, but those will be sunset after I think this next year. So you have essentially
Okay.
the next 4 seasons to use them, and then they'll be sunset again.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of the content that's getting vaulted isn't getting vaulted and like just thrown out. It might get brought back later as sort of like an event thing or whatever. So that's
Yeah,
sort
like,
of
I don't
cool.
know. Yeah, most things. I think most things, and I think what a lot of games are doing right now is just like vaulting things, especially like I've
Yeah.
noticed that with a lot of like other games as well, like freaking vaulting things and then bringing them back when need be and all
Well,
that stuff.
it's I completely will agree with a lot of the vaulting that Destiny 2 is doing because of the simple reasoning of they have a lot in the game
Oh yeah,
and they're getting rid of 4 planets
There's
because
room
like,
for more.
well, that, and it's also the fact that like nobody goes to Mercury ever. If you're going to Mercury, it's because you're doing like bounties or whatever. You're not going there and just hanging out. You're not
yeah,
going
no,
there and doing the public event just because. You're going there and doing shit for a purpose.
yeah,
You know, Titan. I don't know a lot of people who go to Titan when there's like for no reason.
oh yeah.
You know,
Well, the only thing I
you're not
can
going to
think,
Titan to just sit around and kill specific types of enemies. You're going to like Nessus or the Moon or Tangled Shore or even the Dreaming City.
fucking
Or
yeah,
Earth.
yeah, exactly. Well, oh, I think the only thing that I could see people going to Titan for are pretty much just doing the freaking strike that's on there. So like that,
Well,
the
even
only strike
still,
that's on there.
that strike, you can do hive strikes. I would almost call them better hive strikes on other planets. And like, so yeah, you don't need to do them. If you're doing that strike, like specifically, you've either found it in the strike playlist, or you have a mission specifically to go there.
Yeah, Yeah, no, that does make a lot of sense as well, and I can understand like why they're all getting vaulted and everything. So
And at least they're vaulting them in a cool way.
they
They're
are. I
not
like.
like, oh, it's
I'm.
just gone. You can't go there now. It's like, oh, okay, the darkness is coming, and it's gonna
Yeah.
kill them,
Yeah, exactly.
or at
Like I
least
like.
whatever they're gonna do.
Yeah. Well, I like how they vaulted it as well, just because it seems
There's a
like.
lore reason for it
Yeah, it's
disappearing.
not.
Exactly.
It's a story. It's a lore. You know, it's not just, oh, we put it away because we don't wanna.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
No.
put it
Exactly.
away because it's just dead content.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and honestly, well, I think like nobody needs to do a lot of the story missions as well. Like I'll say with New Light, you know, there's a bunch of people who have done the Red War and done whatever else, Warmind and
Yeah.
Curse of
Freaking.
Osiris.
Yeah. Like
Like,
pretty much anything that is like considered base game now.
well,
Pretty
it's
much.
yeah, like New Light has added so much stuff that you can just do for free. That the fact that I purchased it, I mean, I don't care that it's going. I've done it, but like I know when it came out, like I've started playing during Forsaken, which was, and I think it was like probably about 2 or 3 weeks into Forsaken is when I started.
Isn't that when
Um,
they added it to Steam and made it kind of free?
no, that was
Oh,
New
okay.
Light. That was when Shadowkeep came out,
Yeah. Well,
which
what
was
was it?
like a year or whatever later.
Yeah,
two
because I
years later.
remember. I don't
I
know.
think I too, 'cause I think Forsaken was the first one.
So the first DLC was Curse of Osiris. Second one was Moremind. So that
Well, I
was
mean, like, story. Like, true story
There were
expansion.
no, there were stories. There were story
Oh
ones.
yeah,
They
there
got
were
a new
stories.
planet, a bunch of new weapons, everything. But Forsaken's when the
Well,
game got good.
well, that's what I mean. It's like when, like, it's like, you have year one, then you have their two expansions, and then it was Forsaken, which was year two.
Yeah, and that was when it was, at least from what other people have told me, that is when Destiny 2 got good. They fixed a bunch of really terrible systems and stuff like that, and that's when it started being playable and fun and nice. So I at least jumped in at the right time. So yeah,
Yeah.
and I have Curse of Osiris on my DLC list on Steam because I connected my BlizzNet and my Steam when it came out, or sorry, when they said, "Hey, we're migrating. Do it
Yeah.
now, otherwise you lose all your shit."
Yeah. No, that's what I did cuz what happened was I think I ended up getting Destiny 2 after yeah, I got Destiny 2 after like a year or something after
You
it was
got
out.
it
I
during the
got it
time of the Borealis Refer a Friend program.
yeah. Yeah, I got it through I got it through that, but beforehand I ended up downloading it on PS4 because I originally
Yeah.
played Destiny 1 on PS3, absolutely loved it. Then I ended up upgrading, like I ended up getting the special edition PS4 with it, which had pretty much every single DLC on it, and I completed every single DLC. It was all right. I don't know. Taken Kane was, it was okay. You know,
People were saying the game got good, at least for D1.
yeah,
Or at least that's when it got really good.
So, yeah, I know Destiny 1, it was when they, year two, that one's when the game got, got its new lease on life.
Yeah.
yeah, and like
Never played it,
yeah,
so I don't know. I never played Destiny 1. I
I
saw a bunch of stuff on it
I think
and
I
just
got to
wasn't.
I think I got to the moon or the planet just after the moon and then stopped playing it.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. What was
I
it?
just, I didn't care at the time. Like, I saw Melissa playing it, but that was sort of it. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah,
It was, for me, it was Halo RPG, and I wasn't that interested in it.
That's what I did. I think Infinite's supposed to be more RPG like.
Open world, I know that at least.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it got pushed back to next year.
Ah,
Which
Which
kind
is
of makes
fine.
sense. Past few. Of how the world's been,
oh yeah,
Yeah, no,
honestly.
I do not mind having to wait. so long as it's being used for good stuff.
Instead of
You
like
know,
bad things. Oh yeah.
the one thing I'm really looking forward to in 2021, besides the fact that it's the end of 2020, is Warhammer Dark Tide. Man, I want that game so fucking bad because it's
You know what
supposed to be.
I'm interested in it because Sony did a state of play last Thursday,
Oh,
and they showed off that Godfall that's kind of supposed to be like it's like a looter shooter, but it's melee combat for the
yeah, I looked
PS,
at that and it wasn't.
and it looks kind of cool.
Well, that's one of those games where it's gonna come out and I'm gonna watch it. Like, I'm gonna be really, like, my eyes is gonna be stuck on that for a little while just to see how it is.
'Cause even I'm like that. Cause just watching like that looks very in depth, and that
It
looks like it's
looks
gonna be.
like if that looks like one of those games, if I can play that with a friend, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, you
You
know I'm
know,
getting a PS5.
oh, I'm more than likely gonna get one. I don't know about like day one,
Yeah.
but I'm at least probably gonna get it.
Yeah, I don't know, I'll consider getting one in the near future as well, but right now I'm sticking with PC. And for example, like if I can get like games such as Atomic Heart, because I've been wanting that game pretty much ever since I saw like gameplay and the trailer for it. Like pretty much it's like my kind of game. It's like if Fallout and BioShock had a baby, pretty much. And I don't know. I don't know. I like the look of it. So if I can get it on PC, then I'll just get it on PC. But if it's only exclusive to PS5, well, I guess I'm buying a PS5.
Yeah.
So
See, I just want Dark Tide because it's essentially supposed to be Left 4 Dead with Warhammer.
yeah, kind of like
Like,
what, kind of
that
like what,
sounds
kind of yeah,
fucking
kind of like
awesome.
what.
Or what's the better way to do it? Vermintide.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say like it's pretty much like Vermintide, but probably a
I
little
think
bit
it's
better.
being made by the same people.
Yeah,
Well, because I know it's got like people are comparing it to that because it's got like a class system and there you can like do a few different weapons on it. And I know it's being made by the same people who still currently making Vermintide 2 stuff.
yeah.
Because Vermintide 2 is still going.
Wow, like the fact that
It's
Vermintide.
there's I think either a DLC or a big update that's supposed to be out in the next couple months.
Holy shit. The fact that
So
how old is Vermintide 2? Like it's
I do
not
not
very
know.
old, I don't think. Like
It was
2 years, 3 years,
2016.
4 years. Okay, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Vermintide 2 came out 2018
oh,
Oh,
well,
okay, so it's
February.
so it's not that
okay.
old.
So
Definitely a couple of years.
no. And I liked what I played of it. I just got bored of it.
It's
Yeah.
one of those ones where it's you play to play it,
Yeah.
you enjoy it, and kind of put it. It goes back into a shelf.
Yeah.
You play it for a bit, like goes back into the shelf later on. Not much to do about it. Pretty much.
But
It's
honestly, Vermintide, Dark Tide, like, besides the fact that it's Warhammer 40,000 instead of Warhammer, which I find incredibly fucking boring. Like, fuck, I don't give a shit about your knights in shining armor. Give me my, like, 300 pounds of, like, meat freaking space marines that can crush your fucking skull in their hands without even thinking about it.
your giant mecha
Yeah, and you're
armor.
like 400-foot tall,
Uh,
like demons,
Yeah,
shit like
pretty
that.
much just give you the good shit is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, give me Warhammer 40,000. I like Warhammer
give
40,000.
me
I
the
don't
good
like
shit
Warhammer.
of the futuristic-esque
Yeah,
universe.
if I'm gonna play a if I'm gonna play a fantasy game, I'll play Skyrim
Yeah,
or Elder Scrolls in general.
yeah.
If I'm gonna
Mood.
play what?
Mood.
Yeah,
If I wanted
exactly.
to play a fancy game, I'd just get Skyrim modded to all hell.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Just
exactly.
that. I
Like,
don't. If I'm gonna play a space game, I want to play Warhammer.
Yeah, or if I wanted to play like a space game, I'll just, fucking play Destiny or something. Something easier than that.
I don't
Well,
really call Destiny a space game. At least not to the extent, because it's grounded in reality.
yeah,
I
you're
like
right.
Warhammer because it's like, and I say grounded in reality in the fact that it's supposed to be it's based on our own
Yeah,
timeline and blah 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 blah.
yeah,
Yes, it's still super
Space.
spacey and super blah 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 blah, but yeah, it's grounded in our reality. But like Warhammer, yeah, not so much.
yeah. What do we
Good
have
luck
for?
trying to put reality in a Warhammer 40,000 thing. You're not going to be able to do it.
Yeah, you won't. What do we have for time? Just over an hour. Sick. Anyway, should we
So,
call it? Should we call it a day?
sure. Don't
Yeah.
matter to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine with me.
Let's call it a day. Sorry, it was a little bit boring, everybody. Wasn't really much to kind of talk about besides maybe a couple
Boring?
of well, it was game
It's never
updates.
boring.
No, I'm
It's
sorry.
us talking. It's what we do.
Yeah. Oh
That's the
yeah.
whole reason why we started this. This is
Yeah.
what we do when we talk.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, just a lot of game talk. I think it's probably just because I haven't had enough coffee today. That could be it.
Well, I mean, we don't need to have every podcast being, news and
Real
ramblings to that space.
Yeah.
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 Having a nice thing where people can escape and just talk about video games is
Hell yeah.
kind of the point of it.
Yeah.
It's us bullshitting.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason why we started it, was because we're like, we talk a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah.
Let's make a podcast.
Yeah.
And,
hell
other things as well, but that was sort of the start of it all,
yeah.
was, I'm an idiot. Let's fucking put that online.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.
All right.
Bye.